don't want to fight you, Flash.
I wouldn't want to fight me neither. Kick his ass, man.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the times movie bullies underestimated the power, intelligence, or skill set of their victims.
Uh-oh. He's getting mad.
Jack, let's just get out of here, okay?
Number 10. Bar Fight. Kingsman, the Secret Service.
You think you can chat shit about us so we won't do nothing just because our governor's banging Eggsy's mum?
Pretty much.
Manners maketh man. When Eggsy finds himself in trouble with his neighborhood thugs, his new friend and mentor Harry steps in and attempts to teach them this very important lesson. But the thugs persist, and Harry challenges them to a fight.
Manners maketh man.
To their and Eggsy's surprise, he takes out all of them with the most unlikely of weapons, his trusty umbrella. Each new trick that the umbrella possesses, such as its bulletproof quality and stun gun setting, make the fight even more epic. This scene is so epic that the movie calls back to it in a mid-credits scene, where Eggsy gives the exact same thugs a second lesson in manners.
We gonna stand around here all day? Or are we gonna fight?
Number 9. Taking things outside. Roadhouse. When Elwood Dalton becomes a bouncer at a bar, the rough and rowdy customers underestimate him. This entertaining fight showcases the man's skills with multiple assailants. As a group of angry bikers mess with patrons, Dalton takes matters into his own hands.
Oh, I just slapped you. Are you alright?
He does it all with a blend of humor, directness, and UFC training. His nimble and intricate movements drop one guy after the other, showing that he hasn't lost his octagon mentality. Gyllenhaal is more than capable here as an action hero, as each slap and punch lands with authenticity. Dalton was willing to call it a draw, but he is the clear victor here. Number 8. The Sick Stick. Kick-Ass 2.
Get a cell phone? Gonna call for help with a comeback? Actually.
It's hard to imagine a girl who can kill a man with his own finger feeling vulnerable. But after Brooke and her crew pretend to be Mindy's friends, and then ditch her in the woods, Mindy is shaken.
Newsflash, you're not special. With the queen bee and you're gonna get stung.
Taking some advice from her Robin, Mindy beats them at their own game. These mean girls may wear a pretty popular and pristine costume, but one touch from the sick stick and all that ugliness they have on the inside upchucks right out. Everyone dreams about getting the ultimate revenge on a bully. Well, this scene has everything you could possibly want. An epic speech, public humiliation, and the perfect soundtrack.
I don't want to win. I just want to make the world a better place.
Number 7. Jack beats up Bobby, a history of violence.
You've established your alpha male standing. You've established my unworthiness.
Jack appears to be the mild-mannered type, who uses humor to avoid bad situations with bullies, and walks away rather than fight. But when Bobby and his crew refuse to let him walk away, Jack loses his sense of humor. Just as Bobby is taunting him by sarcastically saying that his father, who's been dubbed a town hero for taking down 2 robbers at his diner single-handedly, would be so proud of him, Jack clobbers them all. Bobby definitely isn't laughing now. As it turns out, Jack is a chip off the old block after all.
What the hell were you thinking?
I wasn't thinking.
Number 6. Cantina. Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. The Mos Eisley Cantina is full of colorful characters, but not all of them are friendly. Luke Skywalker then finds himself up against 2 unsavory beings.
He doesn't like you.
When it looks like a fight might start, a lightsaber emerges to sever one of the Aqualish mercenaries' arms. Obi-Wan Kenobi enters the fold in a memorable save from the Jedi Master. The wise man doesn't take kindly to anyone picking on people, giving the enemy a permanent mark they'll never forget. It all happens so quickly that only fast reflexes can save the day. While he might seem older, Kenobi hasn't lost any of his edge whenever somebody needs taking down a peg or arm.
I'm alright.
Number 5. Awful Apples. Good Will Hunting.
Just history? It must have been a survey course then, huh?
Yeah, it was. It was surveys.
Have you ever met someone who desperately wants you to know how smart they are?
I remember that class. It was just between recess and lunch.
Clark, why don't you go away?
Why don't you relax?
We have. Which is why it's so great to watch one of these pretentious pricks be absolutely schooled. A ponytail sporting douche desiring to make strangers look inferior in order to impress ladies and bystanders, this blonde bar patron proves that knowledge flaunted is knowledge wasted. Enter Will Hunting, a genius who really is the smartest guy in the room.
Wood drastically underestimates the impact
Wood
of social
drastically underestimates the impact of social distinctions predicated upon wealth, especially inherited wealth. You got that from Vickers. Work in Essex County, page 98, right? Yeah, I read that too. Were you gonna plagiarize the whole thing for us? Do you have any thoughts of your own on this matter?
Proving that the mind is more powerful than a pair of fists, Will swiftly puts the jerk in his place.
Do you like apples?
Yeah.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
Number 4. Psychokinetic Fight, Matilda. Using her powers of telekinesis, Matilda Wormwood is able to scare Miss Agatha Trunchbull. The protagonist and the rest of the students have been treated so poorly by the principal that this scene cannot come soon enough. Wormwood freaks out Trunchbull by writing a message on the chalkboard, later sending erasers after the villain. It's an effective sequence that reminds viewers why this antagonist doesn't deserve any mercy. The baddie tries to fight back, but she later gets food thrown at her before being chased from the school. Most of the student body eventually comes together to offer up a memorable dose of revenge.
And the Trunchbull was gone, never to be seen or heard from.
Number 3. The Other Witches, The Craft.
Bien, mesdames et messieurs, parlons-nous de l'histoire un petit peu. Le gouvernement de Vichy.
Sometimes the worst bullies disguise themselves as friends. It all started out so innocently. The 4 witches experimented with magic and learned some spells to help them right a few wrongs in their lives. But after witnessing the heavy toll their spells take, Sarah wants to stop.
You guys are freaking me out. Oh, she's scared.
The coven refuses and turns on Sarah, sending her haunting images in her dreams. Well, Sarah fights back. Much worse than any physical or verbal retaliation, she gets inside their minds with their own powers, causing Bonnie and Rochelle to experience their worst nightmares. Mad with power, Nancy tries to kill Sarah. But the heroine sentences Nancy to the worst fate of all, binding her from ever using magic again. Number 2. Flash Fight, Spider-Man.
Parker?
When we're introduced to Flash Thompson in the first Spider-Man film, he seemed like the type of guy who would make life difficult for many fellow students. Peter Parker, on the other hand, seemed like the type of guy that the strong-willed could walk all over with ease.
Think you're pretty funny, don't you, freak?
Flash, it was just an accident.
My fist breaking your teeth, that's the accident.
There is a hint of an inner fortitude in Puny Peter, however. With the bite of a radioactive spider, the power balance is reversed. Though Peter may not have been entirely comfortable with the unfamiliar outcome, we sure were.
Peter, that was amazing.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Prom Pyrotechnics, Carrie. Carrie White is an innocent soul who has spent her life under the thumb of everyone around her, whether it's these supposed cool kids or her possessive mother.
Any job got paid in sweat and blood. Genesis 3:16.
Beset by her maturing body and dastardly peers, she is set to feel accepted, until the moment it's all pulled away from her. Fueled by telekinetic powers and an anger that only a lifetime of abuse can foster, she then unleashes hell upon Prom, and particularly those who trespassed against her. What What movie bully do you love to hate? Let us know in the comments below. Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.